to Fauquier Schools with another edition of One Hard Question. This week's hard question comes from Todd, and I'm going to paraphrase the question a little bit just to pare it down some, but it says, essentially, I'm a huge advocate for STEM education, but I notice there's not much science in elementary schools, not much focus on science. I personally would like to see more science-related content in the curriculum and science-related clubs and after-school activities to get more kids interested. My question is, do you have plans to add more STEM curriculum to the elementary schools? Thanks, Todd, for a very good question. And as you know, this STEM is a passion of mine, and it's something I've talked a lot about over the last 2 years. But then part of me also feels like the time for talking is past us, and we need action. And a couple things we've done this year: we added the engineering as elementary curriculum at all the elementary schools. Excellent curriculum, and very timely, I think, in terms of what we're trying to do across the division. And there are also pockets of different programs and curriculums at the various schools. You know, Smith's adding a STEM lab through a talent grant that we offered, also at Brumfield Elementary, you know, a couple years back, they had the opportunity to add a reading specialist, and they actually used that money to add a STEM specialist. So different folks are doing different things. We've added the engineering as elementary curriculum. The focus of the curriculum fair, which is coming up in a couple weeks, is STEM related entirely. And I just actually read the different submissions for our curriculum fair, and it's also almost exclusively STEM related. And then in addition to that, there's other things happening. For example, the science fair, which just concluded this past Saturday, that was very exciting, and our kids did extremely well. But my ongoing concern and frustration is, although we instituted talent grants this year, which is a substantial amount of money that we provided at each school, whereby they apply, or they potentially could apply for money for STEM related hardware, software, etc. And we're in the process of reviewing those grants, and I think every school could apply for up to $20,000, which isn't a lot of money, but still it's a good starting point, I think, for folks who want to do innovative things. So the answer to your question is yes, we have plans, we have designs on doing more. I'm an impatient person when it comes to this. You know, part of our curriculum and part of our vision is getting caught up to speed. But there's other things going on as far as the big plan, the grand plan. For example, the algebra in 8th grade. You know, that's important. It's clearly not science, it's math. But you know, science and math go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. It's important that kids have really good, solid math skills, in order for them to pursue different opportunities in STEM. So what we've done in middle school is ramped up significantly, and in some cases, many cases, doubled the number of kids in 8th grade taking algebra or geometry. So we have designs, but again, the biggest enemy is, besides money, is time. And you mentioned science curriculum. You know, we have each grade level has a science curriculum, a set of science standards as prescribed by the state that we are required to teach, just as in the other three core areas. Yeah, and then non-core areas as well. There are certain things we must teach, and it's part of the adopted curriculum. And it's a great enemy of ours is time. You know, everyone wants more time, and I've talked about this. I talked about this last week when the question about lunches came up. Everyone wants more time, and everyone wants more money for their specific area, their curriculum, the subject they teach, etc. And you can only slice the pie so many different ways. So one of the approaches we're trying to take is to integrate, and this is evident through what we're doing with our curriculum fair, which again is coming up in a couple Saturdays from now, which is integrating arts with STEM, and we call that STEAM. So we've got some really innovative teachers who are going to be presenting at that fair and demonstrating how you can combine STEM and science, technology with English, for example, or history. It's an exciting time, but it's a long process, because the fact of the matter is, in terms of technology, STEM in Fauquier County, we're just in a very different place than are the arts. And this has been an ongoing conversation the last couple of years. Is people are wanting to know why the emphasis on STEM. Why they why don't you focus more on the arts? Well, we're in a different place with the arts than we are with STEM. Completely. The arts are far and ahead of where we are with STEM and with technology in general. So we've got to sort of level the playing field. So anyway, I hope this answers your question. There's always room for improvement, and that's the direction we're pushing in. So thanks very much.